guys. It's been a while since I made a video for my YouTube channel. I had originally started this for my humanitarian work overseas in third world countries, but I ended up staying in Houston for a year to teach in a Title I high school. So I was a French teacher in Greenspoint, which is a really rough neighborhood in Houston, if any of you guys are familiar with that area. And that job basically changed my life once again. So any, job opportunity I've had so far, it has helped me grow into the person that I've become today. I've had a lot of challenges, which I want to discuss in this video, because I know I'm not the only one who's been subjected to gender discrimination, slander of character for my physical attributes, and just hatred from people in the workplace because I am young and because I look a certain way. So I wanted to address these issues on here because I think it's something that we need to talk about, and society needs to progress and people need to start asking questions and stop judging books by their covers, because you don't really know what someone is like until you get to know them. So I think I've already had this discussion on here a few times already, because this is something I've faced kind of everywhere I've worked in, but last year it went to extreme circumstances to the point where I became extremely depressed, and I was really close to having a mental breakdown. So I want to raise awareness about it. So I am 24 years old. My name is Jade and I have curves. Yes, I am not stick skinny. I look a certain way. This has been something I've been bullied for my whole life, and it hasn't gotten any better. So you would think that me having 5 years of experience in the humanitarian field, me having a bachelor's degree in political science, me having a master's degree in international humanitarian affairs, and just me showing people what I'm capable of, what, my life is all about. I don't know, I guess I just assumed that would be enough to show people that my intentions are true and genuine, and I just care about people. I do not like the world that we currently live in. I've said this multiple times already. And I genuinely believe that every person on this earth has a purpose. Not everybody finds it, but I found mine, and I think mine is to advocate for those that may not have a voice, and to just bring joy and happiness to those that haven't been as fortunate as I have been, because I was raised under a great family of people that love me, guided me the right way, so I've been really lucky. Well, when I started working at the high school I was working in, the people there, administration, other teachers, there was a lot of talks going on about me, about how I looked, about the fact that I was a humanitarian worker, that they didn't like that I actually cared about the well-being of my students, which I find ironic because, shouldn't we all care about others, especially as an educator? Shouldn't you want your students to be safe and to be happy? I worked a lot on the concepts of empathy and humanity with my kids, because I think it's something that's very important, especially with all the bullying that's been going on. They're at that age where you can still reach them, but they need to know, right from wrong. And if they haven't been taught that some of the things that they may be saying is hurtful, or they may, not take it seriously, I just incorporated the concepts of what I saw in third world countries and the suffering that I had seen, and it worked. My kids have some of the biggest hearts, and for Christmas I always send toys back to the kids in Vietnam, and I bought all the toys, and the students actually helped me wrap them, and they all wrote them Christmas cards, and it was cute because some of them even went on Google Translate and tried to write something in Vietnamese, which is something I've never taught them because I don't speak Vietnamese at all. And I even had some kids ask me if they could put money in the envelopes for the kids. And keep in mind, these are kids that don't have anything. Some of them don't even eat a meal a day. So it just really warmed my heart to see just how giving they were, and I don't know, it was like a beautiful thing. But I was slandered all year for caring because they didn't understand why someone who looks like me would potentially want to love these kids and be there for them. It was really bad. I even had an AP confront me and tell me that I was following dress code rules, but based on my physical attributes and just how I looked overall, maybe I should personally follow an extra set of guidelines that aren't in the handbook. And I literally broke down after that because I was told that they wouldn't want false rumors about me to tarnish their school's reputation. And so instead of protecting me for just being a teacher that cared about my kids, they turned it around and made it into, oh, well, people are going to be talking about you because you look this way, so cover up, honey. Well, I was already covered up. Do people expect girls who look like me to wear a niqab when they go out? Will that make you more comfortable in your skin? Because last time I checked, when women wear the niqab, they're labeled as terrorists. And I shouldn't have to cover up completely more than other women are covered to have people's respect and to not be bullied. That shouldn't even be an issue. And I've known my whole life that this would be a difficult fight and that it probably wouldn't go away anytime soon. But I had sincerely hoped that as I progressed in my career and as I showed people what I'm capable of, things would change. It's not the case. I've even had people in other places, I'm not going to specify where, who've completely created false scenarios about me to just slander me and make me look like a bad person simply because I care. Well, this message to everyone out there is to break this stigma and this stereotype that just says that pretty girls are incapable of having a heart and a brain. That's not true. You don't have to pick and choose between one or the other. So, to sum it up, to everyone out there that may be watching this, I will never stop caring about my kids. I'm never gonna give up on them. You can slander my character, you can make me look like a bad person for looking the way I look, all you want. You can tarnish my name. I'm still gonna be there for them. And it's not fair that I have to deal with all this bullying just because I look a certain way, but that's not going to make me give up on my kids, regardless of whether they're in Houston or Vietnam or Africa or Malaysia, Morocco, which is where I'm moving to next. I'm always gonna be there for them. I'm not going anywhere. And another issue definitely comes from jealousy, I've noticed. So other women that have to tear women down to feel better about themselves because they're insecure, honey, you need to stop. You're not gonna feel better about yourself by telling this girl she looks like crap, or oh, look at her chest, it's too big, or look at how she did her makeup, or oh my god, ew, she should be wearing makeup. That's not going to change who that girl is as a person, but it is gonna change how people perceive you. They're gonna see you as a very ugly human being because you were just spreading negativity, and you don't need to. You do not need to tear other women down to build yourself up. That shouldn't even be an option. Anyways, that's a pretty good summary, I think, of what I wanted to say. I've seen some traumatic things in the job I was in, and I was very disappointed and appalled by how the public school system treats children from hoods and rough neighborhoods. And I plan on writing a book to talk about my experiences, what I saw, what I witnessed, what I went through. And I will be serving as a Peace Corps volunteer in Morocco for 2 years. But when I come back, I do want to focus on education. And I think I'll do something in Texas because there's nothing in place for these kids. It's a system that basically sets them up for failure from the start. So instead of having a safe environment for them to go to, for them to just feel safe in, they're treated like inmates, like criminals from the moment they set foot in the school. And a lot of them are already dealing with neglect and abuse at home, and they end up facing the exact same thing in the school, which is absolutely horrifying, and it just leaves you feeling powerless as an educator who really cares about them. I used to work a lot on writing with my kids. They all had their own journal, and we had a different journal topic every day. And we really focused on positivity and them finding things about themselves that they like. And it was actually really hard for them. Most of them would just tell me, "Oh, miss, there's nothing good about me. I'm not gonna be anything when I grow up. Like, I'm a screw up." And I spent the whole year telling them that I believe in them and I know that they can make it. And I genuinely believe that. But it would be nice if the system could support them the way that I wanted to support them. I also want to say a few words about a student that I lost a week ago. His name was Carrie, and he was one of the brightest kids that we had. He wasn't my actual student, but he used to come by all the time. He was also taking French, but online, like a credit recovery. He was a senior and he was supposed to graduate. And he was just passionate about what was going on in the world. He'd always spark up debates with me about what was going on and how he felt about the world. And the school wasn't there to support him, and they didn't lift him up, and he ended up dropping out, and he was shot. And now he's gone, and may he rest in peace. That was something I dreaded the most when I took this job, knowing that one day I may receive a phone call letting me know that one of my students was no longer with us. I guess I'd hope that it wasn't going to happen and things were going to get better. But they didn't for him, and he didn't get to live his life. And for that, Carrie, if you can hear me out there, I'm sorry that the world failed you. I'm sorry if I didn't do enough to help you. I know you loved coming by my class and you were a fan of making crepes. So I'll never forget just your smile, and you lit up a room. And I'm glad I got to know you for the short amount of time that I was at that school. And I'm gonna keep fighting for you and for all the other kids that have lost their lives to an unfair system that sets you up for failure from the day that you're born. And I promise that I will not rest until justice is served for everyone that has suffered. And yeah, that's about it for this video. Kind of all over the place. I talked about different subjects, but I felt like it was important and I had to bring it up. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful summer, and the next video I film will probably be about my experience in Morocco.